Happy Devils Thursday. This is the Woo Report, episode 88. Title, Tarasenko promotion, Yegor resigns, and by the numbers. I'm your host, Sam Woo, here with Pucks and Pitchforks blog contributor Vinnie Parise, streaming live on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Oh, yeah, so it is a midday Woo Report, Vinnie. Vinnie, you're coming from Chicago. The Windy City didn't blow out your power like it did 5 minutes prior going on. But, Vinnie, how are you today?
I'm doing good. There are a lot of exciting things going on in Devil's Land, so I'm excited to join the Woo Report this morning.
Oh, absolutely. As people are filing in, we got a plug. Tonight, at Thursday night, which is tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, just confirming, Bryce Salvador of MSG Networks will be on the State of the Fan address, special time, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. We will go over everything about this new Devils defense with Bryce Salvador. You know Bryce Salvador as MSG Networks, former Devils captain, knows his stuff, uses a hockey stick to point out issues with the Devils defense last season on MSG Networks on the big screen. But I just got to plug that there, Vinny. A lot of things happening on the Let's Go Devils podcast. But let's go to the rapid fire topic at hand. Tarasenko leads the headlines. A lot of rumors. We talked about it last night I talked with Nick Villano on State of Fan Address about Tarasenko. What are your thoughts? Are the Devils making a right move right now from what you're hearing through the rumor mill?
Yeah, so Vladimir Tarasenko still, if he's healthy, he can be a very good goal scorer, right? You don't forget how to shoot the way he shoots. Even if his skating slows down over the next couple years, he's still always going to find ways to get himself into prime scoring position when he's healthy. That's obviously a big issue with him right now because he hasn't been on the ice as much in the last couple years as we would have liked to see. With that said, if the Devils can get him on the relatively cheap side, maybe a second round pick, something along those lines where the Blues are able to finally part with him, I think it'd be worth it for the Devils, because if you put a sniper like that on a line with some of the premier passers that the Devils are hoping to be developing right now, I think it could really help their offense. I've seen him score some goals. I've actually seen him in person multiple times living here in Chicago. I've been to many Blues games here, and he's good. He passes the eye test. He passes, you look at the numbers from when he was healthy. Tarasenko's a really good player. I think he would help this young team a lot.
Well, you know what? I said this yesterday that the St. Louis Blues, although they did have a big signing, don't really have the leverage here because as I'm reading this Facebook Live and YouTube Live, Kevin Weeks says, I can see the Devs getting Tatar. Ryan Mann says, sounds like a deal for Tatar's on the way. What are you hearing? What are you reading? What are your thoughts about Tatar? Because I don't think St. Louis has the leverage to rip off the Devils right now. None.
Yeah. I'm not sure the Blues have the leverage to rip off anyone. Mm-hmm. Like, just with the way this whole Tarasenko thing has gone down, it's going to be whoever offers them the most, I guess, over the next couple weeks, if they even trade him at all. I mean, it should shock no one if they just keep him. I know he probably wants to get out of there. It kind of seems like they're trending in the wrong direction. But as far as Tatar, I've read so many reports this morning that the Devils really want this guy and they're going to sign him. And it's like, well, we haven't seen any of the big boys tweet it yet. So, I mean, it's hard to just assume that it's going to happen. But if it happened, I think it'd be it's
a great move on so many levels, because when it's leaked out that Tatar's name is associated with the Devils for the Blues GM, Doug Armstrong, you got to make a deal. You got to make a deal. I mean, I doubt that the Devils would have Tatar and Tarasenko at the same time. But, with that much cap space, you never know. I don't think they would do that because I don't think they want to, they want to progress in the right way with their farm. But, it makes total sense with Tatar. But with Tarasenko, time is running out. And can he be an Islander or a Rangers? They're talking about metropolitan teams. Do you think that he would actually go there? Is he even
I'd be a
possible? Do
little
they have enough
surprised.
to give?
I'd be a little surprised if he ended up with the Islanders, just because Kyle Palmieri and Zach Parise are still both unsigned, technically. And we know that Lou likes to keep things close to the vest, and we'll never know until the Islanders actually announce it. But they're kind of up against the cap as well, and I don't really see a world where they sign Parise and Palmieri, which I do think they're going to end up with both, and then go trade for Tarasenko. It just, and the way their style of play, I'm not sure that would fit what Tarasenko tries to do, but who knows? Maybe they'll pull it out of their hat because they've been so close to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row now and just couldn't get over that Tampa Bay beast. So maybe they do go for it and try to maneuver the cap or do what they got to do to bring him in. But the Rangers, that's a team to worry about landing a guy like that because Panarin's there. We all know how Panarin and Tarasenko feel about each other. I remember when the Hawks played the Blues in the playoffs and the Blues won, Tarasenko and Panarin's little exchange in the handshake line. It's clear that they're buddies. So if Panarin's probably lobbying for it, I would be if I were him. But if I had to pick a side that I think will end up with one of those with Tarasenko, it'd be the New York Rangers.
Yeah, and moving on from the Tarasenko Tatar happenings, coming over the wire, Matt Junior put it on the Facebook Live, and also I'm seeing on the Observer Dispatch that Kevin Dennehy is the new head coach of the Utica Comets. So it's not Utica Devils, it's Utica Comets. As Mark Dennehy is now got promoted. I don't know what his exact title. I think it's head of amateur scouting for the New Jersey Devils. So a little bit of a shift here. I mean, Mark Dennehy, I thought, did a great job with Binghamton Devils. I thought that the players that came up to the big club have no quit to them. They have a lot of talent. They utilize their speed, skill, and he gets the promotion. But Kevin Dennehy, longtime NHLer, is no dummy. He's a hockey guy. He is a good coach for this new Utica Comets team.
Yeah, so having Dennehy as the Binghamton Devils coach, it worked because what do they say about the AHL? It's supposed to kind of be like high school to the NHL being college. You get you ready for the show. And with prospects like McLeod, Boquist, Kuokkanen, Kevin Ball, Yegor Sharangovich, even a guy like Nolan Foote, we'll see what happens with him this season. They performed well for the most part at Binghamton, and they went on that huge run before COVID-19 ended the 2019-20 season. And it kind of looked like Binghamton was going to try to take a run at the Calder Cup there before the AHL season was canceled, and they didn't get their bubble like the NHL did. So I definitely think he did a good job. And now if he's going to be one of the guys scouting, and hey, this would fit in Kevin Deneen's new AHL system. This would fit what the New Jersey Devils are trying to do because he knows firsthand. So I like the promotion and I like the hire all around. I think it could end up paying dividends for the Devils.
Yeah, and also it says that Utica coaching staff includes associate coach Sergey Brelin, assistant coach Ryan Perrant, Brian Eklund as goaltending coach, and video coaches Adam Perner to round up Utica Comets. Yeah, and obviously Kevin Deneen, almost 1,200 NHL games, played for a whole bunch of teams. He's going to bring his experience with the Hartford Whalers, Carolina Hurricanes, Philadelphia Flyers, Ottawa Senators, and Columbus Blue Jackets. So that's a good move. And after being in Newark last season during the pandemic, I think Fitzy wanted him to handle that amateur scouting. Now, who was the amateur scouting before? Do you remember? Was it Claude
No, I don't.
Noel?
Wasn't it,
Was it Claude Noel or I,
that that name
I
sounds
lost
familiar.
track.
Who?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
replaced, I
it's
believe,
been a
David
while.
Conti.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna say
he
it's been a
replaced.
while since Conti left now.
Yeah, so obviously there's a change. Change is good, but you see the type of players that were coming through the system. I think this is good. Now, speaking of Dennehy's disciple, Yegor Sharangovich resigns, $4 million 2-year deal, uh, 2 million average, whatever they call it, AAV. Keep on forgetting what it stands for.
Average
Um,
annual value.
yeah, so there was a little. I saw a couple comments like, is there a reason why he hasn't accepted the qualifying offer? And hey, take your time. What do you have to lose, right? You can accept a little bit later. I think he was on vacation. He was definitely doing something. If you check
Yeah,
out Sharon Govich's, um, social media accounts, I mean, he's a colorful guy. I mean, during the during the worlds, flipping the bird, all that kind of stuff. Hey, you earned a big pay raise. Now you have a chance in 2 years to get an even bigger pay raise. And Lyle Richardson's from the Bleacher Report, I mentioned this yesterday. Sharon Govich, part of the deal, potentially for Tarasenko. It's not going to happen. No way. No way. Not with what Nathan Dowie says on the YouTube Live, that he's got a busted shoulders. It's not going to happen. It's just too risky. Yes, I like Tarasenko. I think he's going to do well. He's a man on a mission. But again, there's a risk here, and you don't want to risk the future for someone like Tarasenko. And there's nothing bad about him other than look at the economics of it. 30, 31 years old, 2 more years left on his deal. You don't want to give up what you could potentially have in Kokkonen and Sharon Govich.
yeah. And it's always funny that people link Sharon Govich and Kokkonen just because they kind of came up at the same time. I wouldn't give up either of them for Tarasenko. If I had to pick one, it would be Kokkonen probably, just because I think Sharon Govich's ability to score was proven
Yes.
last season, and I think that could be valuable because a lot of the Devils' best young players probably have more of a pass first mentality, I would say. And then you got a guy like Sharon Govich who just whenever he gets the puck, it's on net 2 seconds later. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't give up either of them if it cost a draft pick or maybe a lower level prospect. If it took like a Kevin Ball or something like that, I'd start to think about it. But those two, it would have to be something a little more significant than Tarasenko, I would think.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Do the Devils really need Tarasenko right now? If anything, drive up the price, Fitzy. Drive up the price for if the Rangers are dumb enough to give up. They seem to be. I don't. It's the moves that the Rangers have made this offseason. People are joking around. Everybody's joking around that this was a result of Tom Wilson, getting pushed around and all that, but. It would be really funny if Tom Wilson doesn't play the Rangers at all next season. If he
Yeah.
gets traded or God forbid, he has an injury or whatever. But anyway, just
It did
joking
seem like
around.
they
But
went out and traded for Reeves, knowing that they
yeah,
play the Capitals in the first game of the season.
yeah, it's like they go out and then they buy them all out afterwards. Game two.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
uh, yeah. So, all right, and the last by the numbers, Ryan Graves, number 33. I like
I
that.
like that. Me too.
Big, strong guy. 33 is an iconic number in all of sports. But when I think of number 33 on the Devils, I think of Reed Simpson. Remember Reed Simpson?
I
He was
know
a
the name. I don't remember like seeing him play.
he was a fighter. He was a fighter. That's all he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 33.
Like I think of a big defenseman wearing number 33. Like Graves is a big guy. I think of
Yeah.
Chara. Nobody's as big as Chara, but when you got a big guy like that wearing number 33, it's like, oh, I better stay away from that guy.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he couldn't have 27. I thought maybe he would go 72. You know, I was trying to guess on that. You know, but it turned out that he is at number 33, which I like. Now, I believe Christian Jaros, again, this is the post-Lou era, has number 83. 83.
Which is weird.
Thought that was
defenseman. I feel like there are a couple numbers, like mostly single digits for defensemen, and then every now and then you get those outliers that wear like a 33 or something. But 83 for a defenseman, that's like a forward number, like a elite forward number wearing 83. I think of Jack wearing 86.
Yeah. Let's see here. Dougie Hamilton, number 7. When I think of number 7, I think of Paul Martin. I think of Paul Martin.
Not Matt Tennyson?
Not really. I'll just be honest.
I'm just happy because that means he's not coming back.
Jonathan Bernier at number 45. Number 45. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, Sammy Vatanen's not coming back. So we're moved past those two defensemen.
Yeah, I wonder if he picked that number because that was a recycle old jerseys, take up the name tag. But anyway, just joking around. But Ryan Graves at number 33, Dougie Hamilton number 7, Jonathan Bernier 45, Christian Jaros 83 rounds it up. So there you go. That's the Woo Report. Did you have fun, Vinnie?
Oh, I had a blast. I love doing this. We could talk, a couple minutes here and there about the Devils. I'm excited about them just being involved in rumors. Like whether Tarasenko or not happens, whether Tatar or not happens, the Devils are involved. They're trying to improve their team. You got all these advanced analytic guys ripping out their current projections for next season, and the Devils are right there in the mix on a lot of them. So it could end up being – I'm not going into the season with any expectations. The last 2 times I did that, they stunk. And the last time I went in with no expectations, they ended up making the playoffs. So I'm just enjoying the ride. It's been a good summer.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I'm not really a big analytics fan unless it favors my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not a big numbers guy. Numbers scare me. That's why I'm not an accountant.
They are scary. I will give you that.
Yeah. Well, want to thank everybody. I gotta just read off this one comment on YouTube Live. Getty27. Dougie took the amount of years he'll be here. 7, baby.
Okay. I like that.
That's funny. Yeah, I like that. Omar Ba on Facebook Live says it happened. He climbed from a rebuilding team to a contender. I don't know who he's talking about. I have to follow the Facebook Live. Hello, Ramona Rice. Benny says never healthy in regards to Tarasenko. Thank you, YouTube Live. Thank you, Twitter Live. Thank you, Facebook Live. Thank you, Twitch. Vinny, we got to do more of these. Maybe we'll do more beginning of the season.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and also just a reminder, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, former Devils captain, MSG Networks analyst, Bryce Salvador will be on with Nick Villano and I at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. Set your alerts. Let's Go Devils podcast. Dropping it in about 20 minutes. Till next time, let's go Devils.